very warm welcome everyone, I hope you are doing well. My name is Nick on the ZX Spectrum and we're looking at a game called ROMME'S REVENGE, published by Crystal Computing in 1983. Basically it's a port, we covered a few of these, a port of the game Battlezone from the arcades by Atari in 1980. It's a tank combat game where it's a vector base. You've got to go around this strange land, avoiding, well, you don't have to avoid obstacles, but it helps use them as a blocker and shoot as many tanks and enemies as you possibly can. We've already viewed a couple of other ports here, so here we go. This one looks a bit different to the others, it's all a bit blue. The other ones we looked at is 3D Tank Duel by Real-Time Games in 1984 and Battlezone by Quicksilver in 1984. Now, you see that radar at the top there going round, a bit quicker than the other versions. We're looking for dots on there to head towards those and blow them up. Lives is in the top right, so I've got 3. There's a tank there, see if we can blow that up. Fire! You can only fire one thing at a time. Oh, come on, destroy this thing. There it is. It's moving okay at an okay speed. So this time we've got white vectors on a blue background. I think I destroyed him. So that's one. And we've got 1,000 points. Now in the other versions, and indeed the arcade version, there weren't just tanks to destroy. Other enemies turned up as well. So hopefully this one does that. On first glance, it's my least favourite of the 3. Battlezone by Quicksilver had green vectors on a black background, which looked really, really cool. 3D Tank Duel by Real-Time Games, that was they divided the sky and the land up by having them slightly different colours. Let's line this thing up, I think we're going to get it. And it gave you a bit more definition. This is all pretty much blue, and everyone's mixing up a little bit. But anyway, it's different. It seems to be playing okay. About the same speed as the other ones, I would say. But I would, at the moment, we're still early on, I would go for either Battlezone or 3D Tank Duel before this one. It's ROMME'S REVENGE. 2,000 points. Good. Please give me some more enemies. Please, please, please. Who was Rommel? Well, I've done some research as we go past his telegraph pole, which I don't think any of the other versions have. Yeah, Rommel is Erwin Rommel, back in World War II. He was a general field marshal. Nazi Germany. Let's not delve too deep in there, but he was a tank commander. Dealt with Panzer tanks. He was he was a top tank technician apparently. So there we go. It's ROMME'S REVENGE. He obviously lost. Now he's revenging in this blue mystery sort of land. Now, if you had this game back in the day, let me know. I'm playing it due to a recommendation. Don't think it came out on the Commodore 64. This conversion, at least. I'm sure Battle Tanks did, or Battlezone, I mean. But this version also came out on the Amstrad CPC. So I'll see it go as far as I possibly can. There's an erupting volcano. You can turn that off if you want by pressing V. If only you could turn off erupting volcanoes in real life. I'm sure Iceland would like to have that option, and maybe Hawaii, or in Italy as well. Right, good. And Japan, they all would. Turn the volcano off. You can turn the radar off if you want, but that's pointless because then you won't be able to see where the enemy are. And they're not coming at me very quickly. This game progression seems to be quite slow. Where's the enemies? I just want to keep blasting stuff. It's well coded, I suppose. You've got the horizon there. Various objects. A few more objects than the other versions I've looked at, I think. We also covered Battlezone on the Atari 2600, where it done away with vectors completely, and it was more like solid graphics. Have a look at that one if you haven't already, but the idea is pretty much the same. You got a cool animation when you got hit, though. It all ran a little bit fuzzy. Right, oops, I've been hit. I've been zapped, in fact. You've been zapped. Now, the sounds to be as expected, just like it's constant, even when the tank isn't moving. You can go forward, back, left, and right. So it's all about avoiding getting shot, hiding behind obstacles when you can, homing in on the little dot there. You can see there's a dot on the radar on my right there, coming round and shooting them before they shoot you. Now, I think if there were any other enemies, they would have turned up by now. So this is the weakest conversion of the 3 in terms of things to shoot. We've just got tanks. If you've played this for ages back in the day and there are other stuff that turns up, let me know. But the other versions, oh, I'm behind here, add some quite exciting, like, spaceship type things to shoot firing at you. Right, right, well, there's a pyramid between us both. If I back up and shoot him, he might shoot me. Well, let's give it a go anyway. We might get lucky. Oops, I've turned the wrong way. Who's going to shoot first? Do 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 do. Oh, he shot me. Oh dear. I didn't last long in the Wild West, but they didn't have tanks in the Wild West. If you said to someone, "I'll meet you at high noon," and he turned up, Billy the flip-flop kid, and went to draw it using a tank and shot him, that would take him by surprise. If you've done that back in the Wild West, then comment in the comment section below. If you've shot Billy the flip-flop kid in the 1880s, in the Wild West, in a tank, then let us know about that. Good, excellent. I'm sure there'll be loads of you that have done that. This is Crystal Computing, 1983. The other two, so it was the first, I suppose, Battlezone conversion on the Spectrum. This is one I don't know about. The other two were in 1984, those ones I've mentioned before. See those reviews, if you haven't already. As I say, 3D Tank Duel gave you like a yellow ground and like a cyan sky to divide it up a bit. Battlezone went all classic and gave you like green vector and a black background. I'm commentating live, you know, as I play the game, and sometimes it shows. It moves quite quick, I suppose. A few obstacles quite close together. It's lacking enemies. Give me some more enemies, Big Nose. Where are they? If I win a vector 3D tank battle game, I want stuff being thrown at me. If this is in the arcades, they wouldn't take very much money because people would be wandering around, not doing much for a while. What's that? Looks like a big twisty thing. Maybe it's a big cup. Don't know what that is. I don't know how it's even standing up. Look at that. It's a duff invention. Right, I've bumped into it anyway. You can't knock anything over. You've got unlimited guns. You don't have to pick up ammo. And I've been shot again by another tank. So all there is... The others didn't say you've been zapped, I suppose. I'd give that. I wouldn't mind an exclamation mark. Anyway, we beat Manx by 800 points. That means we're brilliant. Rommel's Revenge. I don't think the family of Erwin Rommel, the German field marshal from World War II. He was also in World War One, but World War II done most of his stuff, I think. But anyway, this isn't a biography of Erwin Rommel in Rommel's Revenge. I just thought I'd tell you a bit about him. See, where the hell's Rommel come from? No, it's not one of Roland Rat's friends. It's the German field marshal. Right. High score, Nick, 5,000. You can turn the sound off. Why? You can turn the radar off. Why? You can turn the volcano off. Why would you want to do all those things? Maybe it'd speed it up. Right, away we go again. Oh, forward and backs don't seem to be working. Oh dear. What's this? Well, this is being emulated. Perhaps it's going wrong. I might have to reset this. Yeah, I can't go forward and back. I'm just stuck going round and round in circles. Right, I think it's time for an edit here. I'm in big bother, and I'm just a sitting duck to get blown up by tanks. Get on the reload with a clever little edit. There we go. Right, I'll see you in a little bit. It'll be quite short, this little bit. Hello, did you miss me? I'm back. I reloaded the thing. And here we go again. Is it working? Yes, good. Right, forward and back are working. If you're in a tank, it's important to have good controls. If you don't have good controls, you're a sitting duck. I think I've done this joke before. Anyway, the worst tank to go to battle in, prepare yourself, is a fish tank. Yeah. Actually, I remember watching a show QI. They had a fish in sort of like a small fish tank on wheels, and there was a sensor in each corner of the tank, and whenever the fish went to the corner, the tank went in that direction. So essentially, you had a tank being controlled by a goldfish. Yeah. I don't think they could use that in a real battle though, because the enemy will just dangle some food around the other side, and then take you back to base and blow you up. So this I'm going to do a different tactic here. I'm just going to head straight towards these dots and blast them. I'm not going to give them any time. Oh, that's him. That's Kaboom. The explosions are a little bit weedy. The other versions, you got more of an effect with the vectors going up in the sky. In the explosions, they don't seem to be that satisfying. They just like crumple in a heap. So look out for them. We can get this guy, can we? We're going right into it. This is point blank controls. Point blank. Oh no. One of us is going to die. It's going to be him. There we go. So that was pretty weedy explosion at point blank, wasn't it? So that's what you do then. Just keep heading towards the enemy. Don't give them a chance to get in your line of, well, for them, you to get in their line of fire, I should say. Try and identify the objects. There's telegraph poles. There's a cube. There's that weird twisty spirally thing. Another tank in white and blue. I mean, they could have done it, I suppose. If you was going for a layout like this with blue on white, they could have done it a bit like Scion chess, I suppose. They could have done it where you could have changed the colours. It wouldn't have make too much difference. Like you could have yellow with the black mountain range. Obviously, don't do red and magenta unless you really want to punish yourself. But white and black would have worked as well. They could have varied it if they were going for this. But anyway, I'll see if I can turn that volcano off at some point. It's volcanoing away. The arcade had the Volcano 2. I never played the arcade version, but I would have loved to. Right, just keep on moving, as S Club 7 said. That's probably a bad reference now. Hands up who knows who S Club 7 are. Yeah. Don't stop moving, something, something, something. Unforgettable song. Something, 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 something. There were 7 of them, I think. A bit like the Magnificent 7 from the Wild West, but I'm going to the Wild West again. Right. Kaboom! You have to make your own sound effects here. Yeah, this pretty weedy tank noise. It's going on regardless. Feels like maybe you've got like a wasp stuck in a packed lunchbox, and you put your ears to a packed lunchbox with a wasp inside it trying to escape. This is pretty much what you'd hear, and that's what they've recorded to regenerate this, if it is a Panzer tank. Right, just one view. It's first person attack shooting kabooming, and if you're into that, well, this is okay, I suppose. 1983, it would have sufficed before the other conversions come along. My favourite of the three is probably Battlezone by Quicksilver, but it is personal preference. The other two versions that come a year later, you've got a much bigger variety of stuff to shoot, and the colours, for me at least, work a little bit better. I'm not a big fan of this blue and white stuff going on, and I've been zapped again. Good graphic when you get hit though, that bit there, give that to it, so it suffices for me. I think you know what I think about it. Sound, object okay, moves okay, ignore the bit where the controls went wrong, because it might be something to do with my emulation reloaded it. Probably the original probably didn't do that, although this is playing exactly the same apart from that. Radar's going around pretty quick. The enemies aren't coming at you as quick as they possibly could do. And there's not much variety there, but yeah, there's a volcano if you want to see that close up. Bom 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 bom. Maybe it needs music. Bom 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 bom. Yeah, but yeah, maybe it does. Maybe music would lift it. There's never been a 128k version. This is the sort of game, actually, having to think of it, is that when you think of all the homebrews and the mods about, no one's actually, to my knowledge, on the zxspectrum at least, done a homebrew or a mod of Battlezone. It'd be interesting to see what they could do nowadays. The graphics might be a bit fuller, it run a bit quicker, there'd be a big variety of enemies, maybe a more advanced map where you're going through tunnels and underground and up and down and elevation. That'd be pretty cool, that would be. Yeah. If you know a game like that, then let me know. I seem to vaguely remember something called maybe Battle Tanks on the PlayStation 4. I might be dreaming now. So this is bound to have influenced other sort of like games. But reviews tend to be about 10 minutes or so. If you've watched this far into the video, it might be that you like this kind of stuff. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. That really helps the thing grow as we try and review everything ever, apart from the rude stuff. We try and keep it on a PG level. And a massive thank you to the members as well. If you want to be a member, join that elite group, then click on the join button. Not compulsory by any means. I'll keep bringing you the videos, but it does help me continue. And it's all about beating stress and blowing up this tank here at the moment. Not a fish tank, it's kaboomed. That's another one gone. Dodgy gameplay, nonsense chat all the way round. Let's lift our spirits. It's a tough world out there, but this is a break from reality. Back to life, back to reality. Yes, we're not going back to reality, we're going to unreality. I've already been playing this too long for a sensible review, but sue me, that's the sort of thing I do. There's thousands of videos up on this channel, so if you're on a bit of a low ebb and want to be cheered up, or even if you just want a bit of fun, watch as many as you possibly can, all in a row. If you've got 8 months off, you'll probably get through all of them. I don't think there's anyone that's watched everything on the whole channel. If you have, then let me know, because that's pretty special stuff. Okay. What have I got? 1 life left, 10,000 points. That's not bad. That's better than a smack round the face of a wet fish. Anyway. Those people might have seen when I turned the volcano off. I didn't announce it. You might have seen that. I think I turned the sound off briefly as well. So well done if you caught that, although I didn't say it. Right, good. So I hope you liked having a look at that one. I'll put my name in here if I can remember it. So I beat Manex there twice there. So yeah, hope that was a pretty good one. Better was to come, but it would have sufficed in 1983. So that was ROMME'S Revenge, published by Crystal Computing in 1983. If you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then by all means, you're more than welcome to put that in the comment section below. I'm glad of the activity. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.